Hello, I'm Chris Miglino. I am here at the world-famous LD Micro Conference in Los Angeles, California. I am here with Brian Goodman from Golden Matrix Group. They are GMGI on the NASDAQ. Brian, good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm here in Los Angeles.
It's fantastic. It's sunny weather. Who can ask for more?
Yeah, it's always sunny here. It just never ends. Exactly the way it goes. So you guys are in the gaming business. You guys are you're building the infrastructure for online gaming. Is that what you guys are doing? Tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah, so the business is traditionally iGaming. I've been in the industry for more than 25 years, and I recently decided to monetize our position. In 2016, we took on a obscure OTC company. I bought it, and then we cleaned it up, and from then onwards, we've pretty much been profitable and cash positive. And we built this gaming company. We built the technology, and then along the way we've acquired other businesses as well. So we acquired a sweepstake business in the UK, a very successful company that does sort of luxury vehicles, Maseratis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris.
They give them away?
Yeah, we have people buy tickets, and then we ask them a skill question. Who's the president of America, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, or Joe Biden? And then, if they get the answer right, then they go into a draw. And
obviously the answer to that question.
It's possible. I'm not getting involved in other people's politics, but at the end of the day, it's a very successful business. We draw a car just about every day of the week, a luxury motor vehicle, and it's been a good part of our business. We run a technology platform for over 800 gaming operators. So it's our own technology. And then recently we bought a sports book called Meridian, and that's probably the leading sports software company in the world, and now we own it. And that was a big step. It was a $300 million transaction, and we, as I mentioned early on, we operate in over 21 countries, regulated markets, only regulated markets, government legislation. And we're soon to open in Brazil. We're hopeful that we're going to get a license there. We're on a short list, and that's a big market in itself. And then we also recently bought a sweepstake business in Australia. It's a business that's aligned to military veterans. It does very well, very profitable, and very successful. And we're looking to acquire other businesses. So we have a fairly strong growth. That's double-digit growth, and we're out there building the business, not only the core business, but like I say, we're looking for acquisitions.
So do you license the software to other people, or you operate them yourselves? It sounds like
we do it all. Yeah. So we're known for our technology, and like I say, in the sportsbook world, probably 80% of sportsbook operators don't have their own technology. They use other people's technology, and we only use our own. But we also, in the sportsbook world, we do it sort of like a franchise. We help people. We let them use the software, and then ultimately we look to potentially buy them once they're successful. But in the online casino world, we offer up something quite unique in terms of our technology stack. We believe it has a load of advantages. And in the online casino world, it's a statistical business. So it's not a very complicated business to run, because the games are designed to be in favor of the house. Obviously, everybody knows the house prevails, but in terms of running the business, it's highly dependent on the cost of acquisition of that player compared to his lifetime value. And if that difference is in your favor, then you're making money. If it's not, well, you've got some serious problems. If you're paying more for the player than you're getting from him, well, then whatever. But it sounds simple, but at the end of the day, the lifetime value of the player, the money that the player delivers, is highly dependent on technology. So it's dependent on AI tools, knowing what the player likes or what he bets on, where he is at any particular time, how wealthy he may be, even where he lives. So all of this in an online world is delivered to the system, and you use these tools to monetize your position with the player. Offering, we have like something called a bet recommender. So it recommends if you support the Green Bay Packers, it'll say, they're playing next week, here's a bet for you, and it's a very powerful tool. But if you don't have the technology, you may pay a lot of money for the player, but you may not be able to keep him.
So how does your revenue stream break down then? What you have, how do you guys look at the revenue streams?
So, in terms of sportsbook, probably about maybe 40% of our revenue is through sportsbook. iCasino, maybe another 30%, and then the balance is through the sweepstake products. But we try and move people from sportsbook to casino because it's a more predictable and more profitable business.
Right.
Because sports can be volatile. You can end up with a bad result, and it can be costly. So sometimes European football will have bad results for the sportsbook operator.
Right, you never know.
You don't know. But a casino is a reliable and a statistical result. It cannot be changed. The games are designed to deliver up a percentage.
So I hear a lot of noise around Web3 gaming. What do you guys see around that? Is there this decentralized gaming activity that's happening all over the world? Is there any thing that you guys are doing in that, or any thought that you have around that?
Well, the thought is that most government regulatory jurisdictions require containment of the gaming. So in actual fact, in America, you could go state by state, but each state you have to have your own servers. And in that state, I would assume the Unlawful Internet Gaming Act still exists. And it stops the crossing of money across state lines. And so I'm not quite sure how that operates, but in all of our jurisdictions that we operate, they're confined within those jurisdictions, those operations. And the government actually has a tap into the system. They can see AML, KYC, all of these things are very important in regulation supported gaming. And so to try and globalize it in terms of one operation suiting all countries, I think is a difficult task, because everyone has its challenges, and that's also our strength, because we global. Whereas I don't want to mention names here, but the biggest American brands only do America. I mean, they only do state by state, and they're very focused on that. Whereas we're very diverse. We do Latin America, Africa, Europe, Australia, UK. So we're a global company, and also our products are diversified. So we don't only do sports betting, we do all gaming type products. And, I don't want to run anybody else's businesses down, but as you know, there's a whole graveyard of operators that thought it was easy to get into America, and they were gonna do whatever they were gonna do, but they don't exist anymore because they're up against
the regulation
and costs, huge costs. I mean, it's the feeds that we use to get the gaming feeds to set the odds. They're extremely expensive, and you've got to be highly scalable to have them. And we take all feeds, we interrogate the feeds, and we spit out the results. You couldn't do it with 2 million players we have on our system. You could not sit there with try and work out what the odds are. It has to be automated, and it has to be real time.
What about, since we're in a political season here, you have some really big prediction markets that have taken place. You have Polymarket, you have, I think it's Kashi, is that what it's called? Kashi or Kasi?
I know Polymarket, I don't know.
So Polymarket, I've been watching it. $2.5 billion has been bet on the presidential election of the United States on that platform. The other one, $880 million has been bet on the presidential election. They all, they're all trending to be Trump winning by 60 to 35%, 65-35% or something like that. But the amount of money that has gone into gambling against this is unbelievable. And how does stuff like that, how does prediction markets and things that are peer-to-peer betting impact your business?
So we take, in America, you're not allowed to bet on elections. So we do a large amount. So we're running books on the American election, but we're taking bets out of Europe. And as to Polymarket, what you said, I wouldn't rely on what they predicting, because a large portion of those people are betting from overseas.
Right.
They have no idea, as much as I know about your American politics. Right. They have no clue. They just like Trump. It's a nice name that put some money on what. I mean, they have no insight into who's going to win or who's going to lose. So if you look at those results, a lot of people say, did you see what the market looks like for Trump? But I would assume that more than 50%, if not more, of those bets come from people in foreign countries that have zero idea who's going to make it win or lose. So they have no...
Well, irrespective of the results of that particular thing that is, thank God, going to be over soon.
Yeah.
How does that kind of peer-to-peer betting impact the gambling business, right? Because you can go on there and you can bet against somebody on anything. You bet football games.
Yeah,
you can bet.
We run now. You can make up your own bet on our system. You could bet on the end crossing the road. If one of our risk managers decide it's a good bet, they'll take it. So you can make up your own bet on ours. But in terms of peer-to-peer, it's nothing new. Betfair is one of the largest peer-to-peer places where you can go and they take a margin on the bet that takes place. We're obviously a B2C operator. We're taking on the bets, and so...
So you take the other side of the bet.
Yeah, we take the other side of the bet and we run it like that. But peer-to-peer is huge. I mean, and as you say, when you look at those numbers, I mean...
$2.5 billion.
Yeah, and a lot of it's crypto. So people, mentally, if they were laying out fiat, a real currency, you may not have seen that amount of money because people somehow... even crypto has an exchange, and it's worth money, but to some people it has less monetary value, and they're easier to bet it. So, in fact, in crypto casinos, you'll notice that some of the largest casinos in the world are online casinos. I'm talking about are crypto casinos. And the problem is, there's for the government's AML, KYC. I mean, you just don't know how they control who those people are, how much they got to spend, where the money's coming from. Mm-hmm. So it poses a whole load of challenges. But at the end of the day, we don't, we the house.
All right.
In this, we're not.
You're taking the other side of the bet. So, and what's the process for that? Like, you mentioned that sporting, it's more dangerous, right? Because you have to have somebody that's an expert on that. How do the odds get determined? Is it based on the amount of breadth of the betting that's happening? Or are you taking feeds from Vegas?
Yeah, so in effect, an outcome of the game is less profitable to any sportsbook operator because a person normally has multiple accounts and he looks around to see where you'll get the best price. So Green Bay Packers, are they going to win or lose? So there's not much money in it because people are looking around to see where they get the best price. But when the game is on, that's where the money's to be made. The exotic bets. Who's going to fall over, break his leg, or who's going to get taken off, or who's going to score the next touchdown. These are bets that they're highly profitable, and they're in the favor of the house. And so that's where we make most of our money. But in order to do that, you need to put out thousands of lines every second. Who's going to strike out, who's going to pitch, who's going to score a home run. There are thousands of these lines, and the only way you can do it is through very sophisticated technology that automatically read the feeds and spit out the odds, and ultimately gives the house the edge. And the way you limit your exposure is by creating limits on the bet.
What's the breadth of the revenue for a company? What are you guys doing?
So on an annualized basis, we'll do 160 million, and we'll do somewhere around 26 million EBITDA.
So it's a good, solid business.
Yeah, a small business, but we're growing at a rapid rate. And like I say, we've got a very strong track history. So we've always been profitable. We've had up until this recent acquisition, we've had no debt, never taken debt from anybody, and a very strong balance sheet. And we'll continue to buy accretive, profitable businesses and grow this company. And next time I see you, hopefully we'll be $1 billion business and, different.
$1 billion in revenue or $1 billion
in market cap.
Yeah.
So, $1 billion in revenue for gaming companies is also, it's pretty small in the scheme of things. I mean, but they scale very quickly, these businesses.
So the stock had a massive run up.
Yeah.
It did really well. Then it came back down. What caused the big?
Yeah, I just think a lot of gaming companies have come back a lot, and it's just it is what it is. I mean, I think we'll turn around. On ours in particular, we have quite a big short position on our stock, and I just think people are manipulating the stock to make some money, but we'll break through it. We focused on the business. The business will talk for itself. Ultimately, we're a fairly low multiple, and like I say, we've always delivered. So we'll continue to deliver. And
it always works that way. You know, if the business you keep delivering $26 million in EBITDA every year, ultimately the business is going to make it in good shape. You know, it's not. No short's going to be able to fight against that. If you if you have no debt and you're getting $26 million a year in EBITDA, the shorts can go and they can buy the stock. They can become your biggest buyers.
I think exactly. And I don't wake up in the morning and follow the stock. I follow the business. And we totally committed to building this business and scaling it, and it'll be successful. I mean, it's already been successful, but it'll continue to set records, and.
Well, it was really nice to meet you. I appreciate you taking the time, and very interesting hearing about the business. And I wish you guys the best of luck, Brian. And everybody should watch if you're interested in what's going on in gaming. GMGI. There sounds like you have a lot of irons in the fire around the space and around the world. Yeah, though it's a diversified market. I'm sure you see the fluctuation in the economies, all the time. So Golden Matrix Group, GMGI again. Brian, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.